Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and good night, wherever you are in the world. Tableschronicles is back again for you to hear and see us, those who are visually looking at us. This is your boy Kidnapper speaking, which is KIDDNAPPA. And right across from me is
Reality Complex.
Yeah.
Real complex.
Yes.
AKA let's get that life in check.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Yes,
Let's
sir.
do it. Yes,
What's
sir.
going on?
Yeah. What's cooking? What's cooking? What's cooking? What's cooking? What's cooking? And what's rolling? What's rolling like a roller coaster? What's popping like popcorn? And on the other side is
Coaching with Leticia. Innovate your business, elevate your life.
yeah, elevate that life, people. Elevate that life. It is what it is.
And we also want to remember our sponsors, Naira Shop. If you want to get a discount, it's Naira Shop 1515. Also, we have whatadeal.store. Get yourself a deal. And last of all, we have Gizmo. Check it out.
Yes, people, check out what's being told over there, and make sure you subscribe to the channel. And thank you to those who are subscribed to us. We want to say very thank you to you all, and also we want to shout out everybody else who's glued into us but is not subscribing. Hey, come on. Get into the subscription, people. Come on, you know what I'm saying. We have
Click
a lot
that button, man.
We have a lot to talk about, and it helps, and it's free as well. You know what I mean. But anyway, people, it's been another day, it's been another week, it's been another night, it's been another morning. As we go, what's cooking?
So today's topic, we are going to be talking about Diddy, Drake, diss tracks, all of that juicy stuff. So what's been happening, guys, in the music industry?
Yeah, man. So this beef is heated up to the fullest. Like at first, I thought it might become a bit lackluster because it was taking, I think, Kendrick a while to drop. But boy, did he drop. He dropped, man. And I think he actually reversed psychology that because Drake's well known for dropping 2 at a time when an opponent dropped 1, but Kendrick's gone and dropped 2 as well.
Yeah.
And then Drake dropped, and then he dropped again. Like it's been going wild, man.
The thing is, like, I don't understand why Drake is getting himself with someone like Kendrick Lamar. This is my basis.
But Kendrick started it, though, isn't it?
Huh?
Kendrick,
And
it goes back. This all goes back to when. Do you remember when he dropped Control a while ago?
That's what I'm saying. Irrespective of, there's some people who, if they go for you, know that this guy is not going for you because he just decided to go for you. He's going for you because he will bury you. And that's what exactly he's gonna do lyrically, and that's what he's doing. He's lyrically, he's actually burying the individual. Do you see what I'm saying? There's some people who, if you tell me like, oh, Drake wants to like battle with you, I can easily say yeah. I'll take that one on board because I most likely have a chance of winning some way. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily, but someone like Kendrick Lamar, you can't put Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar is a barrier, man.
But let me ask you this, yeah, because for me it's all about styles, innit? Styles make fights. So you're looking at, like you're saying, the lyrical side of it. And you can even argue some of Kendrick's beat choices haven't been the most sonically sounding. Obviously, like you're saying, when it comes to content and detail in his bars, like you can't match that. You know what I mean? But then sonically, obviously his style is more to make your make things sound smooth.
Here's his money.
It comes with the flow, his presentation. You know what I mean? Like if you listen to him, like clarity wise, you can hear everything he says. Where I feel like sometimes Kendrick, because he's trying to put so much detail into the bars, like sometimes unless you're really paying attention, you can miss quite a lot of things. And then there's that part as well. So I think as well it comes down to the style is what I'm trying to say in a nutshell.
That's what I was going to say.
And it depends on the individual and what style, because there's different types of hip hop listener as well, innit? Some people, they like that easy flow stuff. They like that easy listening thing. Yeah. They like the punchlines. They like the wittiness. You know, some people are surface level, innit? So I think Drake's gonna still keep those types of fans. Whereas obviously when you're speaking about lyricism and detail and content, then yeah, you're gonna side with Kendrick. There's no doubt. For me, like when it comes to lyricism,
I'll be honest with you,
Kendrick is there.
But my question is, why is everyone coming for Kendrick?
Say it again.
Why is everyone coming for Kendrick?
What do you mean?
Because wasn't it like J. Cole? Was it versus Kendrick recently?
No, it was Drake.
Oh, Drake. So why is Drake going for, what's going on?
No, let me tell you
I'm
this,
not familiar with this kind of beef that's
for
happening.
me, I'll personally tell you. For me, I'll tell you personally, when I look at Drake, he's both of them are avenues of making money. They're all out to make their money, get their money to the best that they can. However, Drake seems to be having that upper level of people paying attention to him, right?
He likes the limelight.
No, he's got that limelight side of things.
Yeah.
But you've got Kendrick Lamar. For me, Kendrick is somebody I would listen to more because I want to listen to what he's saying, because he is talking about the system. He's talking about life. He's talking about certain generals that you will not hear from Drake, right? And not only that,
they're two different types
he
of
reasons.
rapper,
He reasons. Kendrick Lamar reasons very, very differently, because i.e. he has a sister, and he bought his sister, was it a Nissan or a Toyota car? Despite the fact that he can afford to buy her a Rolls Royce, but he was like, the Nissan makes more sense, because the Nissan is it's a car it's an everyday running car. Toyota's an every running. I'm not sure if it's a Toyota or a Nissan, but he bought the sister one of them cars, and she's been using it. And here's the thing: if your brother buys you a car, unless you know that, you know what, you've got to get yourself to a certain specific in life, despite the fact he can afford it. If someone like Drake, he's already showing off his house. He's got his whole bunch. He's got his whole crew who's all set up for him to make sure everything is running how he wants everything to run to, and it makes sense. And I'm never gonna say that what you're doing is wrong. You're protecting yourself at the same time. But when it comes to lyrically, Kendrick Lamar is a guy who buries you lyrically. Drake is a guy who's making money pop wise. When people will listen and be like, yeah, he actually said X, Y, Z. But Drake doesn't talk about the system.
Yeah, because he's not a conscious rapper.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And I like lyrics. I like listening to lyrics, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, but even me, sometimes, like, I like to listen to the easy listening style of rap. When I want to relax, when I don't want to think about too much thing. Even when I don't, because I'm in the system, like, you know, there's things that I have, like, battles I have every day. Sometimes you want escapism. You don't want to then listen to something that's just going to remind you of how many problems you have. Now, the things that are affecting you in society. 99. Say it again.
We all got 99.
I don't know about 99, but
99
but
problems.
therefore there's issues that are going
there's
on.
99
and
problems.
Yeah, it's all good being woke and, aware and things like that. But sometimes you just want to have a bit of fun, So sometimes, I will pop on Drake, I will listen to the easy flow and stuff as well, man. But then, like you're saying, it's chalk and cheese, really. It just depends, like, what you want at the time. Some people are strictly conscious. They want to hear just the lyrics, the bar for bars and things like that. Some people are the other side. They want something they can dance to, bop their head to it, and so forth. So for me, it comes down to the particular style. But if we look at it from a battle standpoint now, I think Kendrick has got the upper hand completely.
Yeah, I agree.
No, you don't even need to think.
Dissecting Drake's
you're
personality.
even thinking. I'm not thinking. I know.
I know. True.
That's why when I look at it, I'm thinking, I listen to some of the stuff he put out. I say, oh my days, my friend, you were ready for this one. Because remember, even when he did a performance, when he did what was he performing? When he had the continent of Africa in the background and he put Compton in the middle of it, right? And Drake would never do that.
Yeah, he would put Toronto or OVO in the background.
He
put his name. Like,
yeah.
But
he's more of a guy.
In the sense of marketing and things like that, like Drake, like, he's got that side on lock. But what's interesting is Kendrick is obviously reminding us of his character, like assassination of character. So he's showing us how he's manipulated that side of things. So people call him a culture vulture because, he comes to the UK, he'll bring out people, he does all of these things. No, and you can argue that it's good for the culture, it's good for these arts, because look what he did for Top Boy. He brought Top Boy back, and that's good for the culture. Do you get what I mean? So I think even though Drake does something for himself, so he'll bring people out, he'll present people and make it out like he's helping us when he's actually helping himself, but the two are going hand in hand for me at the moment. So even though he's doing stuff for himself, he's still helping the culture by doing that.
The fact is, Drake always helps out. Let's get some things right. Drake helps out even when you see some of the stuff that he speaks on. And I'm not I will tell you, I will sit down and have a conversation with Drake the same way I'll sit down with Kendrick Lamar. However, I'll just tell you that Kendrick Lamar is a guy. He's one of them guys who wants to spit bars. And he was one of those people who sit down. But Drake is the one that thinks about, if I say it this way, how many people are paying attention to? See what I'm saying? But Kendrick Lamar is like, man, this is what you call the difference between hardcore talent and somebody who thinks, I've got the talent, how am I going to make sure I get my point across? But there's one that he will get his point across, but he will get his point across whether you like it or you don't like it. You respect the fact that he actually speaks about the matters that touches on people, which is what Drake doesn't do. Drake catches on the people who are paying attention to him, and he goes into it from that perspective. But you know, even if you look at the lyrics and you listen to him, I mean, you guys have already gone over the lyrics anyway.
Yeah, because I'm just looking here. I've got information on how far this actually goes, and it says here from October 6, 2023, when Drake and J. Cole released a collaboration, First Person Shooter. And then it went on to March 22. Lamar responded on a verse. And then it just keeps going from April 5th. J. Cole dropped his own Lamar diss track, 7 Minute Drill. Then April 7th, that's when J. Cole backed down from the feud, stating he felt pressured to respond because the world want to see blood. That's what he says.
That's another thing.
And quote, April 13th, Drake's response to Lamar, push-ups leaked. Then it keeps going on. Then we got Champagne Moments. Then Tailor-Made Freestyle. Kanye West jumped on at one point. So there's so much.
Yeah, so much.
It's gone back to,
Because the thing was, it wasn't obviously just Kendrick.
616 we spoke about as well. So Lamar, May 3rd, dropped a second diss track, 616 in LA. And then we've got the Family Matters, which we're going to go into as well. And then May 4th, it says Lamar dropped yet another diss track, his third song in 36 hours, titled Not Like Us. So we're going to see how far or how many diss tracks is going to come our way.
Who do you reckon between those two can walk around publicly where nobody would even figure out who they are?
I don't think any of them could. They're both like...
I believe Kendrick can.
You think so?
I know Kendrick can. I remember I saw DMX.
But I think that people still recognize him, especially now.
They will recognize him at some point, but I know he could walk around by himself. Drake can't. Because Drake, people will see him immediately and recognize who he is. I seen DMX, God bless DMX. I seen DMX when he walked in Kilburn by himself. It was him and this other lady that was with him carrying his bags. And I seen DMX then. I was with one of my family members and he's the one who even recognized DMX. And I was like, nah, there's no way that's DMX. But God bless him. But that was DMX. And he got on the bus. We got on the bus with him. My family member, he went and bought a disposable camera. Ching, took pictures on it and... boom, carry on going. But when you look at it, Kendrick Lamar could walk around anywhere and somebody wouldn't recognize it's him. However, Drake would not be able to walk around freely.
Drake definitely not, but Kendrick, I think...
That's the difference.
And that's one of the reasons why I think Kendrick does this as well, throws these jabs and starts these battles. Because remember, he goes on hiatus. He goes on hiatuses for a long time, so he goes missing for a long time. He makes quality tracks, but then... he's not always in the limelight, and like I say, he's different from Drake, where he's not into the limelight and all of the pop star things. He's more, like you say, into making good music, putting good messages into the music as well.
He's talking out loud,
and he doesn't really want to share his personal life and promote himself in that sense. But obviously, part of the game is if you want to make sales, then you have to attract attention towards yourself before your album drops. Like
that's
how
what
it goes.
But that's what it is. Yeah, go on.
Like you're saying, obviously he's into the artistry of just being an MC. So he's more into let me show people like the talent I got. Obviously Drake does it in a different way, where he, like you're saying, he puts himself out there. And he does different things that are not necessarily rap related to get the attention. Whereas Kendrick is like, well, this is my talent. This is the way that I'm going to show people and attract attention is by showing them that I'm the best. So let me just remind people what I can do. And that's why, like I was saying before, he threw out that bar when he did Control. Because I don't feel like anyone's ever been brave enough to do things like that. Like just go up the top 5, like just like that. Where he's showing no fear. And that's one thing why he gets my respect in this, because he threw the first infliction, you know, he drew blood first, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know,
and I thought that I always feel like that's very brave to do, you know?
Yeah.
That's why he gets my respect on that as well as the way in which he's managed his bars and his strategy in going at Drake is not just surface level things. You know, you look like this or you look like that. It's actually assassination of the type of person you are, your morality, your morals. You know, he spoke about his kid, telling him, you know what you did. You know.
Yeah, but you see, that's another thing, right? When it comes to the child he has, right? So you've got like, I was even gonna say something prior to that, but if you had a tea party, yeah, you know how the tea party is. Who would you invite between Drake and Kendrick Lamar?
and you could only pick one.
Yeah, you pick one. You invite one
Mm.
to come to the tea party. Who's gonna come? Who are you inviting me?
Well, I don't know. It's questionable
hard.
because people
Yeah,
are
that's a
saying Drake is a
difficult one.
predator. So allegedly. So
Listen, I can tell you this, yeah. If I was to go to a tea party,
Mm-hmm.
I'll invite Drake. Why? Because he will come in. When you go to a tea party, you're normally in a particular dress code and XYZ, right?
When you say tea party, do you mean like
If you're invited
yeah.
for a tea
Children.
party,
do
you
you
ever
mean
seen?
for
Like-
children, or do you mean like
no,
a dinner
no,
party?
why would I? We're
Or
not
is it-
talking about.
But this is
I
why.
don't
This
know.
is why I
Listen,
said why I
clarify.
said
tea
because-
party. Okay, if you're told to go to Buckingham Palace for a tea party, you're gonna be decked up, aren't you?
Yeah, but you have to give context because I'm thinking
Yeah.
about children. That's why I said the predator comment.
No, listen, there's no children in
I mean
this.
afternoon tea.
No. I said I'll come back into the
Yeah,
children in a
Say
minute.
tea.
afternoon tea.
Yeah, okay, afternoon tea, afternoon tea, whatever the
Afternoon
case.
tea,
Afternoon tea, you know what I mean? Like, you
Well,
kind
you
of
chose
get
tea
in
That's
that.
what I'm saying. You
Like,
said
it ain't
tea
us.
party.
It's a
I'm
tea
thinking
party.
about, like,
The children
Try to make it look like we're trying to say about tea, bro.
You know what? Anybody that subscribe to us, yeah, can you please do me a favor, yeah? How many
afternoon
of
tea,
you,
darling.
how many of you will talk about a tea party for children?
You say tea
You say
party.
tea party for
That's a
children, I'm not
children's
gonna lie.
The tea
entertainment.
party,
Afternoon
listen.
tea.
Afternoon tea.
Afternoon tea
Listen.
It's more like
It's
adult
all a
and
tea story.
sophistication. No,
It's all a tea
Come
story.
on,
No,
tell
it's
the
not.
tea. Spill
You see
the
what
tea.
I'm saying?
Go
But
on.
okay,
But anyway,
afternoon,
get your
afternoon
point.
tea, afternoon tea.
What's your point?
What I'm saying is, if you have an afternoon party, tea party to go to, right?
Right.
Who are you inviting between the two of them?
I'll invite Kendrick.
You're gonna invite Kendrick. He probably won't come.
That doesn't matter. Will he get an invitation?
Yeah,
I
but he
wouldn't invite
probably.
Drake.
And I can guarantee you, there's two people. You
is-
give me two people. You give me Drake, and you give me Kendrick Lamar. Say, all right, one of them he's gonna come to the tea party or after party, whatever the case, whatever the tea situation is.
Afternoon tea, darling.
Okay.
Wait.
I guarantee you that Drake will turn up to that afternoon party for tea, and he will sit down and he looks so correctly
Party for
okay in that
afternoon
place.
tea.
You see what I'm saying? However, Kendrick Lamar will sit down and be like, man, you want me to drink what? You having a laugh?
Do you feel like
Yeah,
he's
that's
got
what I meant to
arrogance?
ask you.
Is that what you're saying?
Is the context behind
Yeah.
your question? Are you asking that question because of the elegance and sophistication that's drawn
It's got
with
nothing
tea?
to do with sophistication.
Yeah, this is why I'm asking the question.
No, the
'cause I
reason
don't know the context.
no, the reason
of
I'm
why you're
saying
asking
it-
the question.
The reason I'm saying is because when you go to a tea afternoon party, right? Tea. Oh God, see you guys are missing. You know what?
After
Listen.
party, we got the
On to
after
the other one.
party.
Listen. Let's leave the tea. This thing has become a whole thing.
Land your point. We need to
No,
understand
listen.
your point.
No, what I'm saying is, if you go to one of those tea after parties,
Mm.
afternoon parties.
Afternoon tea, darling.
Okay, so go on. So when you go to one of them, you're always gonna be dressed up, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna be fully dressed, and you're gonna have come in cold, and it's like, okay, this is how the things are gonna be.
Yeah.
You're gonna shake hands with one or two people.
Yeah.
Right. Drake will turn up for that most definitely.
Mm.
I have faith in that. Kendrick Lamar, I'll be like, bruh, where the party at?
Really?
I ain't gonna lie. He will be straight up. He'll come in there and say, yeah, man, I'll come up for a few minutes. But you ain't gonna start telling him that in the afternoon tea party. Is that the right thing to say?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not gonna get that, and he's gonna come in there and say, all right, so I'm supposed to dress how you want me to dress. He'll look at you like you're crazy.
Then he needs to come as he is and have a good time.
Well, if he comes to see us, I will welcome him here. I'll sit down and say, man, there's a drink for you over
Come
here.
drink the governor.
But yeah, that's what I was saying. But another thing is, Pusha T is the one that told us that Drake had a son.
Yeah.
Yeah, Drake wasn't trying to expose that
Yeah.
story. And then there's a woman who also tried to get pregnant from him, and she couldn't do it.
Yeah.
So Drake is not a stupid guy; he's a smart guy. See what I'm saying? He's a smart guy. But when he talks about his son now, it's like, bruh, why did it take you so long to talk about the fact that you have a child?
Yeah. What Drake?
Yeah.
To expose that he
Yeah,
had a
it's
child.
Pusha T that came out with
But
it, and he said, boom.
it's all with him at that point. It was all his image, innit? Because his Drake's image is, the typical image: sex, money, whatnot. Bit of romance with the pop stuff that he does. That's part and parcel of his image. So obviously he was scared that it was going to affect his fan base by exposing that he has a kid. But then he learned to accept. It's good because that battle gave him growth. Because then he learned to accept it, and then he rolled with the punch on that. Whereas the way that Kendrick's coming at him now is not really about him hiding his son, because obviously his son's exposed, but him being a father. So the actual ingredients it takes to be a good father, and he's kind of untangling his character, assassinate his character when it comes to his morality on being there for his child, which I thought is deep, man, because when you're growing, and it's like I was watching an interview with Dame Dash, and Dame Dash was saying it's a good battle for the culture because Kendrick is showing that being a good father is cool to be. Do you know what I mean? So you know, in the community we have this issue with absent fatherism and stuff like that. So by Kendrick, someone who's in the limelight and has so much power in the culture, saying that it's positive to be a good father and it's negative, obviously not to be. He's making it uncool for the people that are not there for their child. So he's making it a good thing. And obviously from a mature perspective, as a grown man who is there for his children, has a good moral compass, you're gonna obviously side with Kendrick and say, yo, this guy's hands down is taking this battle. Do you know what I mean? It appeals to that audience,
true.
which is quite a mature thing for Kendrick to do, and a good way for him to respond. Because you know, all these other MCs, they were talking about, oh, I'm gonna shoot you, I'm gonna do this, have you jack, beat you up, like all of that stuff. Whereas Kendrick's coming from a standpoint as he's gonna tear you down morally. Those type of bars will make you go home and contemplate your life.
It's true.
Well, this
Talking
is
about
what I
bars,
mean.
can I add to what you're saying? Is that okay?
Yeah, go.
Do you want to finish and then?
No, go for it.
So basically, just to add to what Complex is saying about bars, this is Drake's bars from one of the diss tracks. He says, please excuse, I'm not a rapper. So just my the way I pronounce it. So open quote. So he says, our son should go play at the park. 2 light-skinned kids that would be cute unless you don't want to be seen with anyone that isn't blacker than you. That's a deep lyric. We this is from Drake, by the way. We get it, we got it. The blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. We get that you like to put gin in your juice. We get that you think that you bishop in juice. I don't know what that means.
So that's the old school film of Tupac.
It's for movie.
So Drake's response
Above
to
the
him,
rim, innit?
So now, say it again.
Is it Above the Rim? No.
No, it's separate to
No,
that.
which one's that one?
It's have you know
Bishop.
Juice?
Yeah.
Bishop
Oh,
Juice.
Juice. Sorry, Juice. Yeah,
with
yeah.
Tupac.
Yeah, that's. I'm trying to get the name of the
Yeah,
movie in my
so
head. Sorry, excuse me, people.
For context, so people that don't know Juice, Juice is the film with 3
Tupac.
childhood friends. One of them played by Tupac, who becomes obsessed with a gun when he gets his first gun, and they turn against each other, and it starts this vicious cycle. It's a really good film. Check it out if you haven't.
Do you know what though? Those things about let me not cut into it.
So going to what you're saying,
Yeah.
so Drake's now counteracting those fatherhood moments I spoke about with the fact that Kendrick's all about pro-blackness and things like that, but allegedly his partner is of mixed heritage.
Yes, that's
So-
also mentioned here. Yes.
Yeah, so he's
Who's
saying,
partner? Kendrick.
Yeah.
So Drake's saying you're kind of a contradiction because you're one sense you're promoting blackness and this and that, but in the other sense you go for all your partners are light, like you're one now, the current one.
But Drake
is
himself
like
is not. Oh,
yeah,
God.
but that's not his point. His point is that Kendrick's promoting blackness.
Who he
and
falls
saying
in
that
love
he's
with.
yeah, we know this, but this is just what this is just the angles that they're coming at.
But
This
then
is
again,
battles.
this is the United States of America versus Canada, right? But then again, Drake's father is American, right?
American.
Yeah, his father is from the
His
United
mum's
States.
Jewish, right?
His mum is Jewish,
And his
right?
dad's
From
black, right?
from Canada, right? His dad is black from the
Yeah.
United States, and this is a place that number one thing is 1 drop rule. If you have 1 drop of black in you, you do
you're
not
black.
start.
You're already black.
So
Yeah.
when you start going into this,
Because even
mixed
Rick Ross
heritage-
is calling him white boy. Rick Ross.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So,
So,
Yeah.
I mean, we got to remember this is a battle, innit? So MCs are going to use whatever tools they have
Yeah.
to
finish
bring
you.
down their opponent. That's how it works, period. So sometimes you got to take these things with a pinch of salt
Name
because they're
it.
just trying to take down the opponent. That's the name of the game. Like
Yeah.
use as many things as you can to come out on top. It's
It's
survival
true.
at this point.
It's true.
So Kendrick's come at him with that fatherhood perspective, his morality of being a father, and then Drake's come back with, oh well, but you're not exactly painting the picture of what you're promoting, which is pure blackness and things like that.
Yeah, definitely.
And there is one bit where he calls him a woman beater as well, which is
I was just
mad.
about to read that next
Yeah.
part. So go on, or do you want me to add to that?
No, go to it.
Yeah, so that was the last bit I was going to read. He says there's 2 bits. So just after I said the bishop juice, he says, when you put your hands on your girl, is it self-defense because she's bigger than you? Your back is up against the curb, you're digging your dirt, or for dirt should be digging for proof. And then it goes on down to say at the very end is they hired a crisis management team to clean up the fact that you beat on your queen. The picture you painted ain't what it seems. You're dead.
Yeah, so
I think
guys are
it's
going
my
in.
emotion inside the
Yeah.
way I'm in.
But I mean, we get the picture.
Do you think he writes these lyrics?
They're now Who? Drake.
Yeah.
This is the thing.
Even
Also,
if he
it's
doesn't.
well known that he's got Drake.
Even if he doesn't.
Ghostwriters.
Even
But,
if he
I mean,
doesn't, man, he delivers. That's
Yeah.
it.
It does deliver.
That's it.
And that's a whole nother topic we can go into about, does that make you a good MC if you have ghostwriters? Like, do you deserve that #1 title?
I mean,
'Cause
at the end of the day, whoever wrote the lyric is still earning money from it anyway, right? So that's why sometimes
So
I look at some of these
business-wise,
arguments
it's
and
fair,
like, come off it, man.
But when we're talking about artistry and talking about lyricism, people that are real hardcore rap fans are saying like, unless you write your own bars, you can't really call yourself
stand on the
#1
throne.
because it's not your bars.
Yeah.
But then from a business and a listener standpoint, like a general consumer standpoint, like you're saying, if you're getting what you want out of the product, I'll call it, the track, then it's fine with you. Do you know what I mean? So again, I think it comes down to preference, and depending on what type of listener you are, whether you value that the person writ it themselves or whether you value that I'm being entertained. So for me, it's that side.
know the change.
But yeah, man, they're definitely getting personal in this beef. It's getting so deep. I'm
really
sitting, I'm
is.
listening to it thinking, whoa.
So
like,
is, man.
right.
I kind of put myself off of it because I was sitting there. Because, listen, I used to be a big fan of Tupac, right? And that's why I never really used to listen to Biggie.
Yeah, I was the same.
I never used to listen to Biggie. But then
I'm exactly the same.
Yeah, and then one day I was sitting down and I started listening. I was like, it's so crazy how you can be influenced by two people. You do not have an idea who these people are. They don't know who you are.
Yeah.
When they passed away, you were literally a young person and you didn't have a clue from left from right. As you get older, you start listening and realizing, man, these guys had so much to offer and they just died off in the progress of their height. And it's like, I sit down sometimes, I'm thinking, you know what? Never will I let that ever happen to me again. That's why even when you guys were talking about this, I said, yeah, I'll look at it from one particular view. Because I remember I was so heavily involved into Tupac's living that I was literally, and I can tell you there's a whole bunch of people, even till today, there's some music, there's 1 or 2 tracks that Tupac song comes out. And I always say, as soon as that DJ plays that particular song, I'll watch the crowd and I can tell the age of that crowd. There's one, when Hit 'Em Up comes up in a club, and very rarely do you see a club that will play it nowadays because they're all playing all this hippie jibby stuff. But when you listen to it, I was in one club and I listened to Hit 'Em Up come up. And let me tell you something, man. I watch people, and generally it tends to be a lot of these, let me not use that term. It tends to be these guys, African guys basically, who as soon as they put the song on, every single word of the song was being spat from it's the one song I was like, the whole song, word for word, was spat by every single one in that group that I was watching. I was like, damn, DJ, you can't have anybody else like this in how many years?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because this guy, this is going well over 20 years now.
Yeah.
And the brother's song plays on and these guys are so addicted to it. So that's why when it comes to Kendrick Lamar, when it comes to Drake, when these guys start having beef, I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, okay, you are the more vocal one lyrically, and this is the other one who is more, he's vocal as well, but his vocals are based on the business that's coming in from it. Do you see what I'm saying? So that's why I brought the T story up in between it.
We had to. It's only right because
No. I'm not saying no. Listen,
It's true.
This is why it's three of us
about the sun, innit? But
You like
also,
that,
let me ask you this: top 3 diss tracks of all time.
Hit 'Em Up, number 1.
Number 2.
Who would I go? I'd go for LL Cool J. What's his name? Cannabis.
Who? Like
Cannabis
versus
Cannabis LL Cool J.
and then 3.
Nas.
Yeah.
Nas
Oh, you
and
dropped the
Jay Z.
T.
Ether.
Ether has to be there.
Those 3.
Ether and
Actually,
Cannabis.
Ether would be number 2. Cannabis would be number 3.
Okay.
Yeah, Hit 'Em Up would be number 1 because
Yeah.
those
You
lyrics
always remember
touch a nerve till tomorrow.
It did because and you know Tupac, it's the way he says stuff so clearly.
Yeah.
His diction is so
he
the way he completes all his words. You can hear clearly what he's saying.
He got everybody.
Like when he talks, like shit just goes for your bones, man.
Bro, I remember you see all these guys. Bro, so back in the day, because obviously back in the day it wasn't cool to be an African, basically, right? But Africans were always addicted to Tupac.
Yes.
And I'm telling you, I used to see people will be like, yeah, they will be shining out West Coast with their fingers and stuff like that. And I'm sitting there, when you look at it, because love that I have for music and the way I listen to music, I'm listening to it, I'm thinking, boy, as you get older, I'm thinking, bro, this guy literally has people around the world West Siding. Like with their fingers, like till tomorrow morning, you put your fingers up, it's always going to be West Side.
Yeah, I think I saw that on the documentary with the Haitians and
these guys, all these guys who are into gangs and stuff, but they always put out, as soon as a W comes in, it's Tupac that comes into mind immediately. And it's just unfortunate, this guy died at 24 or 26. I can't remember how old he was, but he was around 20. He was 24 or 26. But it's just like, so you literally captured the mind of so many young individuals. And when you're talking about this, these are people who, young immigrants, if that's the word to use as well, because, excuse me, a lot of the times people want to start looking at some of these things that talk about, immigrant this, immigrant the other, immigrant the other. Yeah, you can bring all that crap to anybody else. But you bring it to an African guy, you sit down and be like, yeah, Tupac always made me believe in myself. You see what I'm saying? It's quite interesting when you see it from that perspective. But anyway,
sorry, do you have something to say?
I want to ask you boys a question, if that's okay, regarding Tupac.
Yeah, ask a question.
If Tupac was alive now, who do you think would win a versus battle or a diss track battle, whatever you want to call it?
They'll be far
Kendrick
too old for
or Tupac?
Tupac, man. Tupac was.
Tupac
will take him down.
Tupac was a dictionary.
Because the thing about Tupac,
he was
sometimes it wasn't necessarily how well the song sounded. It was his passion inside what he was saying.
It's a delivery. It's a delivery of it, and the saying and the words used.
He has that voice.
Because you gotta remember, what's his name? Eminem. Eminem was a white guy who was in love with Tupac, and that's what he started literally learning music thanks to Tupac. 50 Cent as well. You can see some of the stuff. You're like, oh, hold up. This guy's influence a lot of people, man. And I'm telling you, you got villages. I've been to villages in some African place. I'm sitting there, and the guy will come in there and he goes West Side to me, and I literally looked at it. I was like, I couldn't have seen that.
Wow.
And you know, it's funny because nowadays we have conversations on the podcast and stuff. And I sit down, I think some of these things happened. They happened for me to experience them, to be able to have a conversation about it. Because when you look at it, I'm thinking, what's next? And that's how I see Kendrick Lamar. Yeah. I see Kendrick Lamar the same way I see Tupac. Because the way Kendrick Lamar, and he's captured, that's why I was bringing up the fact that he put the African map at the back and put Compton in the middle of it. It just tells you that this guy is a learner of this. And he was young when, what's his name, when NWA was filming one of their songs and stuff. So Dr. Dre is nothing new to him, because he's in the same neighborhood. And he's grown up. See, he grew up and he saw what that is. And, he's coming from an area where it's gang infested, because you got the Bloods, the Crips, who are constantly fighting with each other. Then you've got the other you got the whole other like racist gangs that are also in there, like the Nazi lowriders. There's a whole bunch of gangs in Los Angeles anyway. So this is somebody who's coming from that. But now tell me, what's Drake coming from? Because he's coming from Toronto.
He said that as well.
You see what I'm saying?
Because the interesting thing was that the interesting thing was that Drake brought him out when he was young, when he was first coming up. He you know how he does. He introduces people and promotes them, and he was promoting Kendrick, bringing him on tour with him. He done certain things, and that's what touched Drake's nerve. Is that after he done all of this with him in the beginning, he then feels betrayal. Like, that's why I feel like this one cut him deep.
No, most definitely.
When man's just like, after all he's done, and then man's just like,
I never knew that. Yeah.
He in the beginning he was promoting.
Like I told you, man. After the Tupac saga, man, I literally watch music from a distance. When I look at it to listen to the lyrics, but then I get in and I say, I am not going to get caught up into this, because I remember Tupac's one, and I was relatively very young, and I'm just there. But I even had a Tupac clock in wood. It was a wooden Tupac clock, and I seen it. And I remember the guy who made it for me was an Irish guy. And I was like, man, the guy was so in love with Tupac as well. And I was like, wow. Do you see what I'm saying?
Let me ask you this then. Tupac's, his final days and things, was that down to Mr. P, to the Diddy?
Wow.
Diddy?
Yes.
No. Listen, all this. No. Listen, I'm not gonna get into Diddy on today, right? But I'll say this, yeah. Sean Puffy Combs at the time, or Puff Daddy, wasn't it? He was a guy who was out there introducing his home brand. Yeah. Now he's got this other side of things going on. But I always remember, and I think we spoke about this prior to before. And I remember this is somebody who was very sued by anybody at one point. And yes, he's got the wealth to be able to look after him for his own self. You see what I'm saying? And he pays off people. Okay, if you don't want the money, freaking take him to court then if you're saying that he's done you wrong. You see what I'm saying? Let him take you. Let him. He's not refusing to go to court because this guy is so used to going to court. Because that's how crazy it is. Because I remember in them times, Diddy, Puffy, there was a case. It was a case. However, you gotta remember these guys are in Los Angeles. These guys are talking about gangs. And gangs are what's running that part of the world. And this is a country whereby having a weapon is more or less is seen as a safety. See what I'm saying? So you as a citizen, gun is yours, not a problem. And I ain't gonna lie, shooting guns is fun. I've shot guns, it's fun. You see what I'm saying?
So
but then there's idiots with guns.
So you don't think that Puffy did put a hit out?
Nah, how can Puffy put?
Because he allegedly he put money on someone that could snatch a death row chain. Allegedly. Yeah.
But that death row chain was brought back by what's his name, Suge Knight, wasn't it?
Yeah, because they beat him up. They beat up the guy that tried to take it. That was it, Andre.
So it was an unsuccessful robbery.
But because the guy got beat up now, he's then come back to retaliate and shot Tupac. So what they're saying is that whole situation is a result of somebody allegedly putting money out to someone that could snatch a death row chain.
No, but where does what's his name come into this?
The beef between East and West. Huh?
Where does what's his name come into this?
Mr. Diddy.
No, not Diddy, man. What's his name? The guy that's in prison at the moment.
Keith guy?
Yeah.
Because that was his nephew.
Yeah, so
allegedly what happened, and Keith's been saying this on the podcast, that because his nephew got beat up and whatnot that same night, he then calls his uncle, Mr. Keith, and says X, Y, and Z. They get in the car, they go looking for Tupac, who was not hard to find because of how big his entourage was in LA at that night. They scope him at the club, follow him, and the rest is history.
Listen,
that's allegedly.
You know, speaking of the
happened.
biggest entourage, you know who the biggest entourage in hip hop was?
No.
This is one of those weird ones. MC Hammer.
Oh yeah, because he had church people and all of that, isn't it? And he had a whole choir.
He had one of the deepest crews in hip hop.
That's why he went bankrupt.
Yeah. That's exactly. that's what finished his money, man. Yeah. But yeah, he was who had a crew. But anyway, their crew was not beefing. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? But then again, who was it that Suge Knight held against a building to sign a contract?
Vanilla Ice.
Yeah, see,
that's dangled him off the roof.
see what I'm saying? So you see what I'm saying? These people, it's a heavy invested gang that runs all of these things. So sometimes when I look at it, enjoy the music.
Is the ethnic minority that runs the business side?
Yeah,
is they're from the mob as well? They're from the mafia as well.
Yeah, but most of the companies are Jewish.
Yeah, that mafia run is how it started. Yeah, way back in like the 50s, 60s. That's how it began. How it became. You gotta remember,
New York was mafia. Mafia city.
This is what I'm saying to you.
You see what I'm saying?
So the whole, obviously, to look at what's happening now, you got to go backwards, isn't it? Everything is a reaction of what happened before.
It's a whole different madness, man. But anyway,
that's why I like looking at historically what happened before.
Like I say, man, for me,
that gives you the trend of what's happening now.
I'm not ever trying to. Remember, what's his name? Eminem had beef with what's his name? Ja Rule. When Ja Rule tried to name drop him, 50 Cent Ja Rule, that would never go. But then again, that's actually another.
That's one of the most iconic battles.
That's another beef that has never gone.
Yeah, because that's real. That was real legit. That was on site
business
because they had the actual scuffle in it that started it.
Yeah.
It was a fight that started
physical.
That got physical.
And the thing is, when 50 Cent says it, like I say, 50 Cent when he decides to go for you,
there was this clip. Who was it? Troy Ave on stage where Troy Ave tried to take his mic and the man just went, "What are you doing?" Like he proper squared up, proper physically he pushed him.
Those are
took
people.
The mic and he pushed man.
Some people
like he's ready to go now, like on site. Like
some people, I would invite 50 Cent to after.
I would love to interview 50 Cent.
No, 50 Cent will come.
I think he would come.
No, 50 Cent will come up. Cool. He will speak with everybody and he'll be so cool with everyone.
He's so down to earth.
Yeah, he does.
I'll definitely take him and Busta Ryhmes.
No, Busta is not a beef guy. Busta is. Have you ever been to a Busta
He's one of
Rhymes
the
concert?
greatest, you know.
Have you been to a Busta Rhymes concert?
I
Have you?
missed it.
I've seen him,
unfortunately.
yeah,
The
I've
most
seen
recent
him.
one,
Have
I
you?
missed
No.
it.
Have you been to one physically?
Not just his concert. It was he came.
No. Listen, let me tell you something, man. And this I have to big up Busta Rhymes.
Yes.
Yeah? But let me tell you what happened to me once upon a time. I was in Hammersmith, right? I couldn't remember what the hell I was doing in Hammersmith that particular day. However, one brother came up to me and he goes, "Do you want to buy some Busta tickets?" And I was like, "I haven't got no money." And he goes, and I said, "Bruh," I looked at my pocket. I think I had like £8-9 on me. And I was like, "Bruh, that's all I got, man." And he goes, "Hey, you might as well buy these tickets." And I was like, "Okay." I bought them. I called my boy Wallix. Shout out to Wallix. I called him and I was like, "Where are you? I got Busta Rhymes tickets." And he was like, "What?" And he came up to Hammersmith. I don't know how he got there so quickly as well. But that's that brother. That brother is always quite...
He's there, man. He's
He's always like... there's some things you call him for, you know he'll be there in a heartbeat. So he came up and we went to the Busta Rhymes concert. Let me tell you something, man. Busta Rhymes, Spliff Star. Oh, my freaking days. I've not seen anybody else since that day that has performed to the level that those two guys performed.
I can imagine.
Let me tell you something, man. Nobody was... Remember, the seats that we got was sitting upstairs. Bro, nobody was sat.
Yeah.
Bro, nobody was sat. Everybody was standing, bro.
That sounds amazing.
Like literally, and then every single song, Spliff Star had a particular dance to the intro of the song. There's bruh, I remember even Busta even goes in and he goes, "Yeah, my friend, you're gonna play the marimba or something along that line." The next thing you see, Spliff Star is already side enacting a particular move on the song and whatever. Bro, let me tell you something, man. Busta Rhymes, he's a barrier. Anybody that will try beef with Busta Rhymes, forget about it.
Yeah.
Because you're not gonna make it.
You can't.
Because
Busta,
Busta, as soon as he comes in there and he goes, wait, like, you remember that particular? You remember that? Give me some more.
Yeah.
Bro, when that song came out, I was all over the place with that song.
Amazing.
Huh? Remember the other one?
I'll definitely say he's one of the
Yeah.
most creative.
And you know the interesting thing about Busta?
because he was always on something different.
The interesting thing about Busta, and it comes down to hip hop again. And I always tell you lot, man, you lot are Jamaicans anyway. So I always say,
You're Jamaican.
you lot are Jamaicans anyway. You know, in Kenya they say,
Lucian St. Vincent.
Fully Jamaican.
Jamaican.
Why did I not realise that?
How you don't know she's Jamaican? I could have told you that free-handedly. What are you on about?
Yeah, I don't know why. I didn't
Yeah.
realise it.
But Busta is a Jamaican. He's a Jamaican just born in New York.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, Busta is a Jamaican born in New York. But when he picks up that microphone and he starts,
Because he's from Flatbush, isn't it?
Yes.
Which
Yeah.
is a place where a lot of the Jamaicans.
that's New York. Yeah, New York. That part of New York.
Yes.
A lot of Jamaicans are down there. But what's interesting was when you come out of JKIA, you've been to JK, haven't you? Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. Jesus Christ, that's Nairobi, man. JKA.
The airport.
Yeah, John F. Kennedy.
Yeah,
JFK. What did I
yeah.
say?
Yeah, you said JKA.
Yeah.
I was like, are you asking if I've been to
No,
Jamaica?
so sorry.
Like,
No, wait. All right,
Or
folks,
the airport, I
listen.
couldn't make
I'm
out.
messing it up, yeah. JFK.
Yeah.
What's it?
That's why
Kennedy.
we pause. We're like, JK.
Yeah. Okay, no, JKIA, Jomo Kenyatta International. That's Nairobi. That's why I'm mixing
That's
them
why you
up.
mixed
Any
That's why I'm
opportunity
mixing them up.
to promote Kenya.
Bro, they better. No. They ain't
Just
paying me.
slip that in.
They're not paying me. They're not paying me for
Not
it.
yet.
They're not paying me for it, yeah, man. You know
Not
what I'm
yet.
saying? But people go to both places and experience it, man. That's all I'll say to you. I mean, when you're in JK Airport, you come out. There's a national park not too far from there, so I'll go and see it. But when you're in New York, when you come out of the airport and you get on the train, it always gets me because they've got Jamaica. One of the stops, Jamaica. That always gets me. I'm like, hold up, man. You got a Jamaica in New York.
Yeah, man. Why not?
Do you know what I'm saying?
We're
Like,
everywhere.
Yeah,
places there.
that shows you how big the immigration was. to that
Boy,
particular
but I don't even
part.
think it's down because of immigration in the first place.
Yeah, because the Jamaican travelled from there to New York. They
No,
immigrated to New
Yeah,
York.
but I'm not sure that's
So
why
the-
the place
the-
is called Jamaica.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah, it's a
Obviously
particular stop from. I can't remember what. Now I'll have to start googling it. Anybody that knows what I'm saying, just put a comment on the subscription. Put the comment on the video and just say if you're from New York, you will know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Because it's the next stop I think is Jamaica.
Yeah.
And it's one of the stops on the train line from the airport. I was like, you got Jamaica in New York. That
There's
was-
Jamaica Ave as well, isn't it?
Jamaica Avenue, yeah, you got all those places, man. But I always find it very interesting because I'm like, Jamaica is a country, but I always say small island, very powerful though.
Yeah, of course.
Small island, very very powerful. Jamaican, like the Jamaican, like you gotta remember from the days of Bob Marley. Yeah.
Okay, here it comes. Here it comes. Here it comes. Here it comes.
No. There's Bob Marley. You talk about Bob Marley. That's like the number. Bob Marley and the Wailers. Yeah. Was it Peter Tosh? What's the other brother's name? Peter Tosh. The Wailers. What's his name? Shabba Ranks. Brother, Shabba Ranks
The list
met.
goes on.
Shabba Ranks met Nelson Mandela.
Vibes.
He met Nelson Mandela, man. Like Shabba Ranks. Vibes Cartel. Do you know today I was listening to Vibes Cartel?
I
Funny
didn't
enough.
even know if I was
waiting for him to talk about
vibes. I thought, let me just drop it.
I was
Get
listening to.
subconscious.
No, do you know what? Let me say something, man. Because and this is nothing to do with the music we're talking about now. But let me not lie, yeah. I'm curious to see if they release Vibes Cartel, the Wild Boss, however they say it. But if they release that, brother, and that guy releases an album, yeah, that's gonna be a killer album. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, it'll be a mad.
That would be a killer album, man.
Be mad.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm out to make sure I get a conversation with Vibes Cartel.
I bet you.
Because I've seen those guys. Like I'm telling you, music is so powerful because we're talking about two people, but now it's gone into this when we're about to finish, obviously. Anyway, but for those people listening, because you know Kenya itself, there was guys who were practicing a Vibes Cartel day, and man, let me tell you something, man. I was looking at it. I said, boy, if I was Vibes Cartel, I'll be proud of this moment in time, bruh. There's people who buy Clark's shoes because of Vibes Cartel. But I still don't understand that shoe, man, because boy, I don't think
why
I would
that
ever,
particular one.
bruv, I would never own Vibes. I would never own a Clark's shoe, man. But then again, you know, in Kenya they got.
But it's like Wu-Tang had Wallabies, isn't it?
Yeah, they had. Bruv, I could wear Wallabies though.
Wallabies, yeah.
You could wear Wallabies though.
Yeah.
Could you wear Clarks?
Yeah, I could wear Clarks.
No, the Clark, the triangular shape kind of one. That's exactly what I think of when I see Clarks. Because I know a brother that used to wear that particular shoe. Come the rain, you see the man, you say, yeah, man.
Loafers.
I don't even know what to call them, bruv, because I used to look at it because it looks like a shoe. It looks like a shoe called. Have I shown you the shoe called the Safari boot from Kenya?
I think you did.
I showed it to you.
You showed it
That's
to me,
exactly what it looks like, and I could never wear it. I could never own it. My cousin has one, and I was like, yo, I think I even put a post of it on my Instagram at one point because I was like, it's a Safari boot.
Your Journey one or the?
Yeah, my Journey one.
What's it called again?
Kidnapper The Journey. KIDDNAPPA_ The Journey. Yeah. What's yours? Actually, yeah. Put your socials, man, please.
Does it look like any of these?
No. These are the Wallaby type ones, man. No. We need the proper Clark shoe.
the proper
proper thing. See it there?
Because the thing, Clarks is a brand, so the shoes
This
has an actual name.
This is the Yardman Clark.
Oh my goodness!
Am I telling a lie? I don't know the name of it. Yeah, you might as well point it out to one of the cameras so that people can see the Clarks. This is what I know Clark's shoe as.
I was playing that in my car.
You see? Yeah. Now put on that. Put the Safari boot before we close. Type in Safari boot. Straight jeans, cut out foot pop. Everybody. Man, I'll start with my
Whilst
last.
he's looking for it, I'll give you a musical interlude. Everybody.
You see what I'm saying? Now I put.
What's it called? Safari
boot. The Safari boot.
It's
probably my phone over there. Let me see if it's in here, man. Quite interesting shoe. Like when I'm sitting there, I was looking at it, I was like, nah.
Yeah. Clarks me prefer.
Safari boot, people.
And that's the thing, you know. He wasn't even. I don't think he made money from Clarks with that tune.
They didn't pay him. The Clarks don't talk about it.
That's what I'm saying.
Nah.
What will it be?
There's lots of things our culture.
There's a lot of things, man.
Recognition.
Yeah, you ain't gonna. Who's gonna?
And instead, they turn around and tell us, "Oh, we don't agree with this group buying our things."
Yeah, and
it's not for them. But then they'll take the money though.
So here, look at that. That's a Safari boot.
Yeah.
What's the difference between that and Clarks? You might as well point it to the camera because it's more or less the same.
It looks like a Timberland stroke. It looks like a cross between Timberland and Clarks.
That's a Safari boot. But
it's like a crossover, like they're cousins. Say,
what's the difference between the two of them apart from the what do you call it? Clarks being one of them and the other one being Safari boot. Because I was with my cousin, he was wearing it. I was like, bro, you're rocking this, man. I took a video clip of it and I put it. I think I put it on Instagram. But yeah, my Instagram is KIDDNAPPA. Yeah, Coaching
with Leticia.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Real_complex_media. Complex with a K all day.
People, subscribe to Tableschronicles. Get down there. Put your what do you call it? Type in We'll get
comments.
interacting with you. We're going to be going live as well, so you can have a conversation with us, pick on us and tell us what you want to tell us, and we will reply back to you to the best that we can do, people.
Yes.
And check us out and follow us. It's been an interesting conversation.
Yes, for
Always.
I gotta give a shout out to everybody and thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching. Thank you for hearing. Get purchasing on the products that we're advertising over there for you guys.
Nara Shop. Please get your discount from Nara15. That's NARA 1515. And then we've got Gizmo.com. And getadeal.store. Get yourself a bargain.
Yeah, when you get it, man, make sure you tag us and let us know that you bought a t-shirt or something along that line so that we know who you are. And we can maybe one day we might even say we invite somebody to come and a fan to come and have a conversation. Have a drink with us, have a shot or two of water, obviously, because we're healthy. Hey, peace out, people. It's been a good one.
Bye. Take care. God bless.
Bye-bye.